Hey chat, how are you? Sigh. So I wanted to go visit Grandma Tien, but since May, you need to have a real ID for domestic flights. I don't have a real ID because the government be tracking me, and I don't want that. I don't need that in my life. Actually, it was just pure laziness. The last driver's license I got was 2020, and for whatever reason, they didn't give me a real ID. I blame COVID. COVID is always blamed. Every time there was a downturn in a business or a downturn in your life, it's like, COVID, pandemic. Your hamburger stand failed? COVID. Oh, okay. Oh, but your hamburger sucked too. So I need to get my real ID, and my current driver's license was expired on my birthday, which is September 18th. But I didn't want to wait till September 18th to visit Grandma Tien because I haven't seen her for a while, and I didn't want to wait till mid-September to see my mumsies. So the bill passed 20 years ago to get your real ID. And then it kept getting delayed and put off, and kicked the can down the road to require it for flying in the United States. So for the people saying, why didn't you get your real ID? You should have got your real ID. Is it really that hard? And I thought it would be delayed forever, for the rest of time, until the end of time. And so I didn't care. It didn't affect me. But now that I couldn't fly to see my Grandma Tien, then I was like, okay, I need to get off my arse and get the real ID. So, in order to get it early, you have to submit documents and paperwork. You have to use the DMV website, which sucks. Laptop browser, mobile browser, it doesn't matter. It's a terrible website. It constantly times out. Things don't work. Things take forever. Super slow. Horrible website. Worst website ever. I had to take a quiz for the real ID, but it's a quiz you cannot fail. Like when your job has online training, but the quiz is, you cannot fail it. You just keep retaking the answer over and over until you get it right. But the bad side was that you couldn't skip ahead. Like the online trainings where it starts playing an 8-minute video and then you skip the progress bar to 7:59. It's like, oh yeah, that was best online training ever. No, not this. You had to watch these boring videos, and you can't go to other browser tabs. The second you went to other browser tabs, the DMV training video would stop. So it's like, okay, well, I guess I got to be locked in and tuned in and focused. It was like a CAPTCHA I couldn't get out of. When the quiz came, it was just faster to click wrong answers than to read the entire question and all 4 A, B, C, D options for answer. So I would just click one answer, wrong. Okay. Click the next option, wrong. Okay. Click the next option. Hooray, 100% correct. Next question. And that's how I passed this stupid quiz for my real ID. DMV wants 2 proof of addresses. No problem. I gave him a Chase statement and my insurance, my driver's license, my car insurance, my driver's insurance. And I uploaded those documents into the DMV cloud, and they went away, and they were like, okay, you're good. But I also needed my birth cert. I needed to upload my birth certificate. So getting this was a task, a chore. Grandma Tien found it, thankfully, eventually has it, and she mailed it on up to me. And so I had this old ass document, 47-year-old document. It's a certificate of live birth, which I don't know. Is that the same as a birth certificate? That's what Obama had, right? And then all the right-wing Republicans were like, that's not a real birth certificate. He wasn't born in Hawaii or whatever. But that's all we had. And I could have gone to the county clerk of San Diego County, the clerk or the assessor or whatever, and got my birth cert, my documents, my records. But that was like $30. And I was like, Grandma Tien, just look high, look low for my birth cert and mail it on up here. So I'm looking at my birth certificate. It says I have black eyes. I have brown eyes. Did my eyes change? And when did my eyes change? And I don't know. I was like, okay, is this really my birth certificate? Mom, do I have a brother or sister that I don't know about? It said my dad listed his birthplaces from Florida. And I was like, oh, that's not true either. But my dad was, he was on the low, he was on the low, he was on the low down, he was off the grid. So he probably just gave him that BS answer of Florida. Didn't have my social security number, which was an error, according to the DMV. So I kept uploading, error. And so just like with any computer or World Wide Web website error, I just kept trying. I tried to brute force strike it through. So after 20 plus times of trying to upload, I was like, well, okay, I guess I got to bring this. I still had to go in person anyways. But I was like, I'll bring this and hope that the DMV person, administrator, whatever, employee just accepts it and is cool with it and sees that it's a legitimate birth certificate. Another thing was that on my birth certificate, it had my fingerprints on it, my little baby fingerprints. Oh, that cute. And I asked my mom, why did they have fingerprints? Why were my fingerprints on here? And she said, back in the day, if you got kidnapped, they wanted your fingerprints. And I was like, okay, that sounds really old school, really old timey, really just out of sorts. Like, I get kidnapped, and then you have my fingerprints, and how does that result in finding me? This sounds like a true crime documentary. So yeah, tons of errors, but I was like, okay, let me stomach through this, and I still paid $45. No guarantee that they would take my birth certificate. No guarantee that I would get my real ID without more issues, more trouble. But they gladly took my $45 to upgrade or get my real ID early. And if I would have waited, it would have still been $45. I waited till my birthday. So hop on. Well, back to the DMV website. They don't have an app because that would take time and development and expertise. So I'm like, okay, well, I got to pick a DMV. So I start hopping on all the DMVs. Sacramento, Carmichael, Woodland, Davis are the closest to me. And so I start just randomly when I have a couple seconds or whatever during my job, just logging on. They have a feature called Get in Line. It sounds inviting. Get in line! It's not, it should be like, you have gleefully entered the queue now. No, get in line, get in line! Okay, I'll get in line, Mr. DMV person. And you click get in line to get into the queue. But there's no time indicated. It's not, it just says you're eighth in line. It's like, okay, will that take 4 minutes, 4 hours, 6 years? What the hell? Terrible system. But I'm checking Woodland, Carmichael, Sacramento, and Davis, here and there, everywhere. And Woodland, at one point, I just did a quick side-by-side A/B testing. Woodland had 27 people in line. Carmichael, 63 people. Sacramento, the big one on Broadway, 108 people. 108 people in line before you, if you happen to hop on the website and click get in line that day. and headed on down there. And again, you have no, will they smash through 108 people in 19 minutes, or will you be there until frickin' Christmas? There's no indication. So I settle on the Davis DMV because it's closest. It's not too bad. The wait, 3 stars on Yelp. Okay, it's a little dicey, but I go to book an appointment, which they try to hide. There's get in line, but there's also book an appointment, but it's not obvious how to get there. I got there through Google, and so I book an appointment 1 month, the closest, the nearest, the earliest appointment 1 month in advance. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm sitting here waiting for a month. And then I thought, well, if things go awry during this one appointment in a month, let me make another appointment maybe a month later. But no, you cannot hold 2 bookings at once. Like, why not? Why not? And then, so another fault of this whole Q website get in line system is that when you click get in line, it pops up. There's 2 options: vehicle registration and driver's license. So I'm going for driver's license, real ID. But for whatever reason, after 30 minutes, so Davis DMV opens at 8 a.m. At 8:30, the driver's license option is gone. Vehicle registration, yeah, they take people in the queue all day, but for whatever reason, driver's license gone. So I couldn't just take a morning off work or take a day off work, get in line, and then head on over down there, because the driver's license disappears. I don't know if they just have a couple people doing the driver's license, or it gets backed up super quick, super fast. I have no idea. But I was just like, well, I guess I'm waiting a freaking month for this freaking DMV appointment. So if you're just joining us, if you're just tuning in, Highway 50 and Highway 80 has been a disaster in terms of construction. There's construction on 50, and there's construction on 80, and the construction on 50 affects 80 and 5, and the construction on 80 affects 50 and 5, and it's just been a nightmare for us little nice people in West Sacramento, and then the detours take you all over West Sacramento, and so that's been a pain in the butt for us little nice plebeians in West Sacramento. And plus the A's games. The A's games are annoying too, because even though that park has 7,000 capacity, and they're not pulling 7,000, Popo and government officials and administrators, they're shutting down streets. They're directing traffic. There's blinking red lights where there don't need to be blinking red lights. Like, calm down. There's only 3,000 people at that A's game. We could handle it on our own. That's about double the size of a River Cats game. We got this, but it's just been, how that's handled has been just no bueno, not good. They went way too far in the direction of caution and anticipating. It's not a regular Major League Baseball stadium. They're not going to draw 40,000 people. It's fine. And yeah, there were sellouts in the beginning of the season, but now there's a couple thousand people. We got this, Martha Guerrero. Okay. So 50 ampersand 80 construction, and for this particular time, 50 East was shut down through West Sacramento. And so I was like, well, it's too late to cancel my appointment. I found this out a few days because Caltrans let me know a few days in advance. And I was like, well, it's going to be a pain, but I'll manage how to get to Davis, which is west. And so 50 East, I'm not going on 50 East, but 50 West, I'm sorry. Yeah, but 50 East being closed affects everything. It affects all of West Sacramento. It affects the 80. It affects the 5. It's just, it's the butterfly effect. Effect is what it is. So I hop on the old Google Maps. Boop, 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 boop. Google Maps said go downtown, hop on X Street, hop on Broadway, bust a U-E, and then hop on go 50 West. And I thought that doesn't sound right. So I'm looking at the Caltrans traffic detour construction map, and I'm like, I don't think Google Maps be lying to me. Google Maps be lying to me. So I was like, okay, I think I know what I'm doing. So I head on down West Capitol, and lo and behold, one entrance, one on-ramp is closed to get onto 50 West. But on the other side of West Capitol, it's open. And I was like, yeah, boy. So these people out here driving downtown just to head out west, Google Maps has led you astray. It still was over a half hour each way to Davis. And Davis should be 15 minutes, depending on where you're going in Davis. 15 to 20, but yeah, it was over a half hour because of construction and traffic accidents, and just general capacity on the roadways. So I get there, Davis DMV, and it's small. It's tiny. The parking lot, 30 spots. Okay. And then you walk in, and there were only 2 spots when I drove up. So thankfully, luckily, I got one of the parking spots in the lot. But I was like, where's everyone going? And there were cars parked on the main thoroughfare there on the road. But I was like, dude, this is at capacity. This is full. It's chock full, too full. Walk in, small office. Sign says maximum occupancy 72. Hell no. I was thinking, maybe in the 30s, maybe 40s, but you ain't fitting 72 people in here. I guess if there were no cubicles and no barriers and no counters and desks, yeah, you could squeeze 72 in there, but 72 DMV patrons at once, nah, fam. Only 8 windows, only 8 employees working their little at their desks, helping people at one time. So quite small scale. And then where us DMV customers sit, there were 15 chairs with no armrests. The kind of chairs from your elementary school when you used to go to an assembly in the event room, in the lunch room. Hecka uncomfortable. Although elementary school was when you sat on the ground, right? Elementary school at the assemblies, you sat on the ground. And then middle school, there were chairs or bleachers, depending on the setup of your education domicile. Guy on a phone. Okay, guy on the phone, yapping away, chatting to whoever. But at least whoever he was chatting to wasn't on speakerphone. It was a one-way conversation. So, okay, I'll cut you a break. A little bit of leeway. But it was still like, okay, guy, we're shoulder to shoulder, arm to arm here, and you're on the telephone, blah, 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 whatever. On the TVs, they have ads. Like, there should be no ads. There should be no influence. It should be fair and unbiased. There should be no advertiser money to sway the impartial DMV to and fro. But there were ads for freeway insurance, and I was like, well, if freeway insurance is involved in a fracas with the DMV, or someone showing up there has freeway insurance or doesn't have freeway insurance, does that sway the DMV's ruling? No ads. No ads should be the policy. Check in. You can't check in early. You can only the earliest you could check in is 10 minutes early. My appointment was at 11:10, so at 11 on the dot, I check in, and it just says arrive. Again, poor app design, poor website design, poor writing, poor editing, poor... Just arrive. Get in line. Arrive. It's like, okay. Just, hi. How about a button that says, hi, I'm here. I'm sitting in an uncomfortable chair, listening to a large man yap out loud on his cellular telephone. And so I check in, everything's fine. I'm like, all right, this is going to turn into something. My number is F171, appointment at 11:10. At 11:11, I started raising hell. I was like, my appointment was at 11:10. I start throwing computers at the wall, start wilding out. Is anyone catching this on for their TikTok? I want to go viral. I want Edie Lambert and Galston Dart to talk about me. But I'm sitting there, and yeah, I wish why make an appointment? I should have been seen at 11:10, but at 11:20, I finally get seen, and now serving F171 at Windows 7. I was like, oh yeah. But before then, the anticipation, the nerves, you're like, I hope everything goes according to plan. I hope everything gets taken care of in this one appointment. And then when your number's called, F171 at Windows 7, now serving, it's like, oh yeah, this is what Eminem was talking about. If you had one shot, one opportunity to capture it, would you capture it? Palms are sweaty, knees dig, arms are heavy, or whatever. But yeah, you realize you're on the spot, you're on the clock, you better have all your documents. I brought a pen, okay? I brought a folder for those documents. Everything was stapled, paper clips were abounded. I was like, I'm ready, I'm organized, I want this to go as smoothly as possible. I don't want to have to like, oh, you need to do this and this and this, go over there and fill it out and come back in 40 minutes, or you need to get in the queue again, or you need to make another appointment, or you gotta come back tomorrow. I didn't want any of that. I was like, okay, what's the name of that song? Lose Yourself, that's the name. Get to my gal at Windows 7. She is a nice lady. She's amiable. The stereo, whatever, the radio, whatever they have, Pandora, Spotify for Business, was playing Sade, Smooth Operator. She was singing along to it. Coast to coast, in Chicago was today. I was like, all right, girl, let's do this. It went smoothly. Had all my docs. They had a little tablet there. She's like, is that all? Just verify all that information. Click next. Boo, boo, boo. Sign here. Da, da, da. Although they still have like copiers at their desks, so they're scanning stuff, they're printing stuff, and I was like, this is there should be a central scanner / printer. Everyone having a little printer, I think it's just, it could lead to problems and breaking down, and I think it would be cheaper to have just a giant Mac Daddy printer in the center. But yeah, she was great. The process was great. Took about 5 minutes. Everything was kosher, spot on, chef's kiss. And she was like, okay, you have to do the vision test. I was like, all right. She said, do you wear your glasses when driving? I said, nah. And she goes, take off your glasses and read that board over there. I took off my glasses. I was like, okay, I can't see. I cannot read it. She's like, okay, put on your glasses and read it to me. PJ3E4. Okay, you're good. So, because sometimes I can drive without my glasses. If I know where I'm going, especially, I don't need my glasses. But if I don't know where I'm going or I'm lost, I can't read street signs and highway signs and whatever without my glasses, unless I drive up right to the street sign, get out of my car, climb the pole, and say, "Oh, Elm Street. Okay, that's where I am." But that went cool. And then she's like, okay, just go to the next window, window number 8, and you're going to take a picture. I was like, whoa. I didn't know I was going to take a picture. Now, thankfully, my wife, Carolyn, had cut my hair and told me to shave, by the way, because I was like, I don't know if I should shave. She's like, just shave, get it out of the way, get it over, get it done with. I was like, all right. So I had the fresh fade, and I was freshly shaved. So I was looking spiffy, so fresh and so clean. FTD, as they say in Jersey Shore, fresh to death. So I was like, all right, I didn't know y'all were going to take my pic. And I could book another appointment in a month, but if you want to take my pic, let's do this shit. So go over to window 8, and she's another nice lady helping me out. She's like, okay, stand right there. There's little footprints on the floor, so you know where to stand. Now, they had a little mirror on the counter. So I checked my makeup. I was like, all right, I'm not exactly Hailey Bieber, but I could pull it off. But they need a larger mirror, like a full-length mirror, in line with where the lens is, so you can see your true reflection. So you use their tiny little mirror on the counter. It's fine, but then you back up, you stand up. You need a mirror there, so you know what the lens will see. So it was just, I was like, oh no. And the lens is low, like it's chest level, where it should be eye level, face level. So the lens is low. I don't know what I look like looking at this low lens. I want to see my true reflection, but it's just, I should have brought a mobile mirror, just one of the handhelds, again, from Dollar Tree, but it was not to be. A few years ago, when Carolyn got her driver's license, she glammed it up. She had a glow up. She got her hair did. She did her makeup, and her driver's license picture is nice, impressive. She go queen. She looks great in her driver's license because she knew what she was doing. She planned it out. I didn't know they were going to take my picture, but my picture was from a few decades ago. I was a chunkier, but it's never been a problem. But whatever, they took my picture. The lens was too low. It was a bad picture. I guarantee there's double chin action going on. They're gonna mail it to me hopefully soon. She said 1 to 2 weeks, but I guarantee it's a horrible picture. It's a terrible picture. I look fat. I look ugly. I hate myself, and no one will ever love me. But anyways, so that's on the way. Book my Southwest flight to San Diego to see Grandma Tien. And Southwest, they run promos $39 each way, $49 each way, $59 each way, $79 across the country, whatever. But usually there's hecka blackouts, hecka dates you can't go. Like, yeah, you can travel, you can fly to San Diego, but for $39, but it's for a flight Tuesday at 2:40 a.m. It's like, oh, okay. So I hop on the low fare calendar. That's the life hack, kids. That's the TikTok viral life hack. Low fare calendar, and I see what days are going to be $49. I see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm like, all right, cool. That's good. I used to only go down on weekends just because I didn't want to take time off from work, but I'm to the point where I got time built up. I got over 200 hours that I don't mind taking off an entire week, which I did. I took off the entire week. I'm flying down Monday, come back Thursday, but I figured I don't want to go to work on Friday. Shoot, take the entire week off, party with Grandma Tien, hitting that hard seltzer up in the club. So I call Grandma Tien. I'm like, Ma, I booked it. These are the dates. These are the times. And then in typical Grandma Tien fashion, she said, "Did you get $49 each way?" And I said, "You know I did, Grandma Tina." And she said, "Ooh." Never heard her more gleeful, more joyous, more proud of me than when I told her that I got $49 each way. Also kind of coincided it. I was looking at the Padres schedule. Padres, they built the ballpark 20-ish years ago, and I still haven't been. So I was like, yeah, let's try to go. They actually have home games Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of that week. Wednesday night was August 20th, was Michael King bobblehead night. I was like, wow, oh shit. Back in the day when I was a kid, bobblehead night was bussin'. And I was like, ooh, I want a bobblehead. But then I was like, who is Michael King? I don't follow sports because I'm a grown up. So I was like, oh, whatever. And plus, I'm flying back Thursday morning. So a Wednesday night game, get home 10 p.m., 11 p.m. I don't want to do that. I don't want to manage all the logistics and have a late night when I'm flying out early Thursday morning. So I'm doing 3 nights, Grandma T, and I usually only do 2, but I was like, listen, I miss my mom. I don't go there as often. She doesn't come up as often. She's getting older. She's an older gal. So I'm going to do 3 nights, 4 days, and a lavish, palatial vacation. Oh, it's like The Price is Right. 7 nights in Greece. Oh. Also, Padres ticket, $35 is the cheapest. Standing room only. Like there's a rectangle, and it's sizable, but it's not a seat. $35 to stand for 9 innings. Hell to the no. So after pointing and clicking and just going to SeatGeek and StubHub and all this crap, I was like, whatever. It's too pricey. And it's a night game. And Grandpa Curtis is getting older. So I don't want him having to drive in, drive out, late at night. It's just, I don't know, whatever. We'll find something to do. Hopefully it involves Costco and partying and lots of eating. So that's my tale. Real ID, unreal ID. Am I right? Pain in the ass. Everything up until the point of getting to the DMV office was just horrifying. Just a bad experience. But it's par for the course. What I expect for, Gavin Newsom is in charge, so I blame him. And it wasn't like this when Duke Majan was the governor of California. Alrighty, well, I'm done. See you later. Take care. Brush your hair. Peace out. Late.